Hi, I'm Mike of the Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. Last episode, I managed to get Asteroid Intercept II, which is this craft here, connected to an asteroid. I then transferred all of its fuel into Asteroid Intercept 1. Asteroid Intercept 1 then took the asteroid and put it into an orbit. I then asked myself, could I, just with the monopropellant in Asteroid Intercept 2, could I deorbit it instead of having it wander about as space junk? And the answer is yes, indeed I can. That's just with monoprop. So you can get an idea of that's Asteroid Intercept 1's orbit. That's what I ended up with. So before it was just going whoosh off into space as the asteroid went round. I've managed to, with just the monoprop that was left in Asteroid Intercept 1, Asteroid Intercept 2, I apologize. Get it all the way down to a periapsis of -38, so it's going to smash into the ground. Hopefully it'll burn up in the atmosphere before that happens. 3 hours, 26 minutes, 3 hours, 3 minutes. So let's go watch that happen, because watching things explode is fun. Still have to decide what I'm going to do with Asteroid Intercept 1. I could make it into effectively a mining station. If I get that in some kind of sensible orbit, preferably equatorial, then I may well be able to make. What would be the most fun way to aim? I could very well make a refueling station. So I send up something which can do mining, send that up with an engineer, mine out the asteroid, and then I've got fuel that I can give to things as they come out of orbit. So that means that things that I send to other planets, I don't need to take all of that fuel up from Kerbal. Therefore, that's a whole bunch of delta V that I don't need on the craft on the launch pad. Now I don't know how much there is on an A-class asteroid, but I don't see any reason, now that I've learned how to do it, it's entirely possible that I should be able to get E-class asteroids, put them in a parking orbit. I'll need a slightly bigger craft because E-craft asteroids are huge and I'll need more delta V, but the basic principle should work just fine. Oh, we are approaching. We're approaching rather rapidly. I'm going to hit atmosphere fairly soon. Don't know why I'm bothering to point retrograde. It's not going to make any difference. All right, there we are. So we're now in atmosphere. Let's turn off everything except heat, shall we? Heat's the thing that's important at this stage. So yeah, that's the thing I could do now that I have worked out that I can in fact intercept asteroids. I think that is going to be, yeah, that's a thing that may well be worth doing. May even be worth doing with that first asteroid. It may not. I mean, I don't know how much, like I say, I don't know how much you get in an A-class. Will any of this survive to hit the ground, I ask myself. Well, not that it's going to hit the ground anyway, it's going to hit the water. But I'm thinking probably not. Yeah, some bits are going into the red, and those look like important bits that are actually significant. No, that'll be batteries actually. Oh no, the RCS I think. Yep, the RCS thruster's going to go. Maybe. Oh, skin temperature's about to go. Getting there. So bits are going to start exploding any moment now. There we go. That was all the solar panels, I think. Yeah, it's suddenly got a whole lot more streamlined. Still 30 kilometers in the air. Wow, the RCS seem to be vaguely stable. They're not actually getting any hotter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's going to smash into the ocean. So I will tidy up after myself, so that's good. I suspect if I really wanted to smash it, I should have gone sideways. Make it extremely unaerodynamic. Actually, the engine's probably doing a good job of slowing it down. Let's slow it down with the RCS. I should probably be speeding it up, because it's just going to smash into the ocean. Like, I just feel like using the last of the RCS to do something. Not that it's really achieving anything very much. I'm surprised more of it hasn't blown up, actually. Come on. Only the solar panels actually exploded. I'm most upset. And of course, like, if I really wanted to explode things, I should have been pointing my RCS the other way. So, oh, it looks like it's going to survive. I wonder if the engine didn't take a lot of the brunt. So lost the solar panels. So didn't even lose the batteries. Batteries tend to be bits that disappear very often. It's still going to be going at some horrendous, like, max speed when it hits the ocean. So I can't really complain that much. Look, those gauges are almost entirely red. What is going on here? I wanted to explode more. Well, yeah, it's my own stupid. Well, possibly my own stupid fault. If I turned it the other way, or if I turned it completely, I could have, like, put it onto normal or anti-normal, because that would have been going sideways compared to the thrust, its motion to the atmosphere. That would have made it much more aerodynamically. It would have been hitting the aerodynamic forces would have been worse. It's still going, it's now under the speed of sound. It's still going at 200 meters a second, which is like 400 miles an hour. So it's going to be smashing into the water at some speed. So I don't think any of this is going to survive hitting the ocean. I'm mildly surprised as much of it survived to get to the ocean, quite frankly. I certainly never intended this to survive, otherwise I might have put parachutes on it. It'd be funny if any of it does survive. If the core survives, then I may get some science bonus for getting something that approached an asteroid and getting it back. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think that would be somewhat surprising if that were to occur. Well, it's still going, what? Well, not quite 300 miles an hour. 136 meters a second. So I don't think any of it's going to survive. No. It all died. And rightly so. wish I'd realised, because I just assumed that he was just going to go off and I was never going to get it back again. But the thought that I might actually get bits of it back never occurred to me. Yes, everything just went sploosh. What's the highest G's it took? Total distance travelled 54,000 meters. Is that all? That doesn't seem right. Total mission time was only 4 hours after it left the previous asteroid. Highest altitude 6,163 kilometers. Yeah, so 6,000 kilometers. 750 meters per second. Highest speed achieved. Not sure that's right. Highest speed over land 2,801. That's quite quick. Most G-forces endured 10G. So that is the end of Asteroid Intercept II. It was a Viking funeral. Kind of. Burning and then smashing into the ground. That's the way the Vikings would have wanted it. If they could smash into the ground at slightly under 300 miles an hour, that's how they'd do it. I think that's entirely reasonable. And I have opened up some contracts now, because these two are just going to sit here forever. They're never going to expire. So until I actually do explore Eve and do explore Gilly, they're just going to sit there. So I might as well just accept them now. Because I should now be on my way to actually doing those. And some simple ones here. Science data from around Kerbal and around the Mun. That's easy enough. Go grab those two. Gonna have a quick check in on my mining rig, which I still haven't put any lights on. It's been another few days since I last looked at it. I want to see how pitifully tiny an amount of ore I've got from it. The advantage of using the nuclear power stuff that I'm using is that I don't have to worry about solar power, because it's 15 a second, 15 electric power a second for those rigs. I've got two, so that's 30. That's quite a lot. So imagine 30 seconds multiplied by a whole night. Even if I had this on the Mun, the whole moon a night, how much battery storage you need? It'd just be ridiculous. So I'm going to turn off the. I thought I had an action group for that. It's possible the action group's got a bit munged. Because I want to see how much that 2,200 whatever, how much that translates if I turn this into monoprop. And I need to the ISRU uses about the same as the two drills together, so I can't drill and do the conversion. Well, that's being really rather slow. Wow, that's going to take a while. So 0.5 ore per second is being added. Sorry, 0.5 ore is being taken away per second. And 1 monoprop is being added per second. So that's going to take a while. It does mean that in fact I needed a bigger monoprop tanks, because I'm going to fill those up, I think. However, so I'm just going to let that go, because my next thing is going to be later, actually. I'm going to let that go. So I'm not going to close live details. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do those two. I'm just going to grab some science data from around Kerbal. With this here thermometer satellite. Even if this is going to get me no science whatsoever, that still gets me the contract. So it's 18,700 Kerbal bucks for basically nothing. And the other one was around the Mun. So what have we got around the Mun? Here's the thing, I'm going to quickly check this. Oh, actually no, there's a couple of things I need to check. If I'm over here. It's been a while. I actually need to have an idea of how much. Yeah, the high scan sat needs a lot to do. But I can still. I don't know if I can analyze the data yet. Okay, I'm going to leave that one. I mean, it'll get me theoretically 30 science, but I think I want to leave it till its particular orbit. Clearly, it's only scraping a bit extra as it goes round, so it's going to take quite some time to do. Let's get a look at the biome one, because you can analyze data and send science. So I'm going to get 40 science, and that's I've got the full lot. That's 100% of it. Yeah, I suddenly realised I really should have checked the stop the scan. I'm getting that old thing of not having enough to, but it doesn't matter. I got the contract. That's what matters. So that's 39,720 Kerbal bucks for really doing nothing. If I'm honest. Let's have a quick look at the Mun, shall we? Map, biome, and celestial body, Mun. So you can clearly see that I've got a pretty complete. I think exactly complete. I've got a fully complete biome map of the Mun. And I can see various anomalies that I'm going to want to go have a look at. I think I'm going to want to send a rover to check those ones. Those are quite tightly packed. And then these other ones would be separate lander missions. So possibly the small lander that I came up with, maybe try that. So you can get an idea of that's Midlands, Highlands. So I do have the, yeah, that's quite neat. I can go through and make sure I get all the biomes that I don't already have. That's the thing to check into. So there you go. That's the thing I need to do in the future. Let's just fast forward a little bit to get that done. So there you go. So I've now done the analysis on the biome scanner. That's pretty neat. So let's go back to the Space Center and basically declare victory, I think is what I'm going to do. Yeah, there you go. So I've deorbited the Asteroid Intercept. I've done a couple of extra things. I've freed up some contract slots. Hopefully for some interesting stuff to come up. I would quite like to see some anomaly contracts coming up. And that's all neat. And I've done a bit of refinerying, but it's still dark, so there you go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my Eve mission. Basically all I'm... Well, actually, I might follow this through. depending on exactly how long it takes. Because up until now, what I've been doing is pretending I've got an actual space program, and it's like, okay, these things come, so send this off, and then I can send that off, and I can go back to this thing. That's been very disjointed. And what I might want to do now is start to saying, well, I'm just going to do the Eve mission from beginning to end and forget everything else. And if I miss a transfer window, I miss a transfer window. And I'll just go to the next transfer window. If I say, well, I want to go to Jewel next, I'll just wait till the next Jewel encounter comes. And so on and so on and so on and so forth. Instead of what I've been doing, which is very, very kind of piecemeal. I'm also very close to getting, without too much difficulty, I'm going to get all the tech tree done. And I have the ability now to generate money if I want. I can do asteroid mining, which means that the difference between doing science mode or career mode and doing sandbox is much reduced at that stage. So I may well just do lots and lots of missions and just follow them all the way through. So I just do the entire dual mission, and then if I want to go to Elu, just go to the next transfer point and just do it then. So there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come join us at Neil Enough Dice, neilenoughddice.com, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter. And until we meet again, reach for the stars.